Welcome to my journey through the Bible. This will be a summary of 1 Kings chapter 16, verses 1 through 34. And the word of the Lord had came to a prophet named Jehu, and his words were against Bathsheba, as God had exalted him out of the dust to be the prince over his people Israel. But he had walked in the ways of Jeroboam, and he had caused all of Israel to sin, and this provoked God to anger. And the house of Bathsheba, when the males had died in the city, the dogs would eat them. When the males had died in the field, then the birds would eat them. And the rest of the acts of Bathsheba and what he had did was written in the Chronicles of the king of Israel. Now Bathsheba had died and was buried, and his son Elah reigned in his place, and he reigned for 2 years. But his servant Zarmar, which was the captain of half of his chariots, had conspired against him. And one night, while Elah was drinking and had got drunk, Zarmar had killed him. And when he sat on the throne, then he killed all the house of Bathsheba. Not one of the males were left of his kinfolks or his friends. Now Zarmar had destroyed all the house of Bathsheba, according to the words of the Lord of the prophet Jehu. And the rest of the acts of Elah are written down in the Chronicles of the king of Israel. Now the people of Israel were camped out in the land of the Philistines, and when they had heard that their king was killed, that all of Israel made Omar their captain. Now, when Zarmar had saw that Israel was going to be coming after him, he went inside of the king's house and set it on fire. Him and his household burned, and they died. He did evil in the eyes of the Lord. Now, the rest of the acts of Zarmar and his treason are written down in the Chronicles of the books of the king of Israel. And then Omar had ruled for 12 years. Now, Omar had also bought the land, the hills, from a Samaritan for 2 talents of silver, and he built a city. Now, Omar had did evil in the sight of God, worse than the kings did before him. Now, the rest of the acts of Omar are written down in the Chronicles of the books of the kings of Israel. Now, Omar had slept with his fathers and was buried, and his son Ahab had reigned in his place. Now, Ahab had reigned for 22 years, and he did evil in the sight of God. He took Jezebel as his wife, and she worshipped Baal, which was a false god. Ahab had built an altar for Baal, and he provoked the Lord to anger. And he built Jericho and laid the foundation in his oldest son's name, and the gates were built for his youngest son. And all of this was according to the words of the Lord, which was spoken by Joshua, the son of Nun. May God be with you in everything and every way.